Welcome replay viewers. And hello. Turn this. There we go. Welcome everyone to Pure Food Fridays. My name is Michaela McKellar. I'm the mother of Danica and Crystal McKellar. And hey Bobby, thank you to Ray of Light for inviting followers. I'm a meditation teacher. Thank you, Bobby. And thank you, Bobby, again. And hey, Jimmy. I'm a meditation teacher certified by Dr. Deepak Chopra, and I've spent many years caring about what I eat and reading articles about food, staying as current as I can through people like Dr. Oz and Dr. Mercola and other experts in the areas of health and nutrition and organic foods too. So, A. Mills, I'm sorry, remind me of your first name. I want to say Allie because of Allie Mills from the Wonder Years. So, Doreen, even though it says Finding Mimi. Amy. Well, you know, I'll probably forget again. Hi, Amy. So this is also day one of me accumulating data or stats for the, hi Aya, for the giveaway I'm doing, that the canister that says Danica on it. So I'm going to go by, because I'm doing this for how many followers I have, and that comes about by people knowing that I'm here doing this, and that happens through you guys sharing. So I'm going to take the top 10 sharers from today, Tuesdays, Intentional Tuesdays, and next week's Pure Food Fridays. I'm going to combine the three and then get the top 10 people, put their names in a hat, so to speak. And thank you, Aya. This is another of my moms. She liked colorful things. Cool, Keenan. I hope you... Keenan bought the our DVD, our yoga meditation DVD. I have not watched The Doctors. No, I have not. So, are there any questions about anything before we start? I want to make sure everyone's up to speed. I want that DVD. Well, we currently have the DVD on Amazon.com. It's Daily Dose of Dharma with Danica McKellar. Hi, Teresa. And so that's where you can find it. It really is good. It really, I use it. I use it if I don't have it with me when I want to do a little bit of yoga. Thank you, Keenan. Then I know the stress release one so well that I just do that with a little bit of background music on my phone. Thank you, Teresa, for inviting followers. And someone just got Danica's geometry book. Cool. All right, so today we're going to do. Today we are cooking lamb shanks and vegetables, and we're doing it in a slow cooker. And the reason the slow cooker is it helps to preserve more of the nutrients. And lamb is a very healthy meat, even the shanks. And of course it has all the, the complete protein. It's especially high in lysine, which is supposed to be very good for our immune system. And then all those good B vitamins, especially B12. So let me adjust over here. This is always the tricky part, right? Making sure. Thank you, Boston, for sharing. Thank you. That still isn't showing. I think maybe I need to adjust. Hold on, let's see. If I bring the slow cooker forward, then you guys can see it. There. Cool. So this is now looking much bigger than it really is because of the angle. It's a 5-quart, I think it's 5 quarts, 5 or 6 quart slow cooker. I am good, Terry. Yes. Thank you, Aya, for sharing. 5-quart slow cooker, and this is a really easy, fast recipe because thank you. Oh, thank Joyce. You know this. This was my mom's. That's Joyce. She's my niece. And actually, she's married to my nephew, but she's my niece. So I love her dearly. So anyway, this is fast, easy. Some people like to braise some of the vegetables and the meat first, like saute or broil. I just put it in here, and I think it tastes really good. So thank you, Boston, for inviting followers. So we're going to start with a 1/2 cup of red wine or red wine vinegar. And this, I'm just smelling this wine. This is actually wine from a bottle I opened the last time I made this dish, which was 5 or 6 weeks ago. So it's actually smelling like vinegar now. Just the one. That's a little family joke. My mother had a glass of white wine every night before dinner. And when people would tease her about it, she would say, "But I have just the one." Okay, so 1/2 cup of red wine. And I'm also going to put in the original recipe. The original recipe is by Laura Brody, and from the February 2001 Slow Cooker Cooking. I don't know if that was a paper magazine or an e-magazine or a blog, but anyway, that's Laura Brody. And I've reduced some of the seasonings, I've reduced the time, and I've increased the vegetables. So, but the basic recipe is by her, and she doesn't pre-cook anything. She just puts it in here. So we have the wine. I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of water, which I'm also adding to her recipe, just to have a little more moisture. Thank you, whoever said that about my laugh. Thank you. So the wine, the water, and then 2 tablespoons of, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And let me get something out here to help get this out. I was running a little bit behind this morning, so I don't have all my utensils at the ready. And I want to show you the mustard that I use. There might be other brands out there, but this I buy because it's organic and it's in glass. Other organic mustards I've found are in plastic. So I get this brand because it's in glass. I don't want that off-gassing of, whatever's in the plastic to be in my food. So we did the wine, the water, the mustard, 1 teaspoon of coarse ground salt, sea salt, sea salt. Can you see that? There's a glare. Anyway, it says sea salt. Sorry about that. And a teaspoon of organic ground black pepper. I'm not using the pink Himalayan salt. I didn't have any that was in the coarser form, but I did have the white. And I forget what the source is for this. I don't even know if they say. But it is sea salt. Not table salt, because remember, table salt has chemicals in it so it doesn't clump up. Plus they use, it's my understanding they use chemical washes. All right, so here's our pepper, a teaspoon of that. And then we just mix that. Original recipe said to put it in a bowl and then mix it and pour it in here. Oh, why do I want to get a bowl dirty? So I just do it inside, and I'm mixing it until it's all looking like, I'm going to see if you can see it without me spilling it. There, see that? So that's that. And then we put in the lamb, And I got this from that butcher I've told you about before. This is pasture raised, pasture finished, organic, I'm going to put in, I have 3, but I don't think 3 will fit in here. And the recipe actually calls for 2 large ones like this. And I've just set them in here and on top of the liquid. And now I'm going to put in all of this garlic. This is a full clove of garlic. I mean a full a full head of garlic, which comes out to be about 15 cloves. It's just been peeled. I haven't, you can chop it or crush it. It's the lamb shank, sorry about that, lamb shank. Probably the least expensive cut of the lamb. And that's something else about the slow cooking, because you can cook less expensive cuts of meat, and because they slow cook, they become tender. Where they wouldn't if you just put them under the broiler or something. So I'm leaving the garlic whole like this because I don't mind having a chunk of garlic as I'm eating my meal. But chances are, after this is cooked, it's all just going to kind of melt into the liquid anyway, because it's a long cooking process. So there was that whole, oh, and remember for your garlic, remember to get garlic that isn't pure white, because that means it's been bleached, and get garlic that has evidence of roots. You don't want to get the garlic that's been scooped out. That garlic is from China, and there's a good chance it was grown someplace that had heavy metals in the soil. And so you want to get, and then they have to bleach it they have to get rid of the roots and bleach it in order to for our FDA to allow it into the U.S. So you want U.S. grown. You see it's not pure white, and it's got the roots on the bottom. So that's the garlic you want to get. Okay, and that's organic garlic too, by the way. So we put in the whole bulb of garlic. 2 yellow onions that have just been peeled and cut into quarters, just roughly cut. And wow, this is starting to fill up. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the herbs in, which is, I'm using 1 tablespoon of rosemary, of fresh rosemary. And 1 tablespoon is probably 1 or 2 of these sprigs. Yes, absolutely, Keenan. Organic over bleached any day. So there's that, and then we want to do the grated rind of 1 lemon. This is a small lemon. It's not tiny, but it's not one of the bigger ones. Spread that around. And I use a grater like this. And then you can see that I only take the color off. I only take the color off. I don't get into the white part because the white part's bitter. You don't want that. You just want the lemon essence. All right, now to this we're going to add, the original recipe had 1 carrot. I'm adding 5 carrots that have been just scrubbed, so I got the peeling on, and some potatoes, some red potatoes. Let's see, do I have room for more? Well, let's see, with the lid I should. Then I've got some green beans. I've got about like 6 ounces of green beans. Basically, it's how much will fit in. And then about a half a bag of frozen peas. And that's it. Put the lid on, plug it in, turn it on. 2 to 3 hours on high. I'm going to do 2 hours on high. The liquid was the wine and the water. It was the first things we put in. It can be 2 hours on high and 4 hours on low. There's something else you can do, because when this is done, first of all, the house is going to smell amazing. After about the first hour, is like it really makes you hungry. But also, pretty much these vegetables are just going to become like a thick gravy in here. So if you want your vegetables firmer, or any vegetables that you want firmer, you can hey Lewis, you can add the vegetables later, like maybe when you turn it down to low, or maybe even just the last 2 or 3 hours of being on low. So, but if you want to just do it all at once like this, which is how I usually do it, don't have to think about it that much. My slow cooker doesn't automatically go from high to low, so I just have to remember, you know, set a timer for 2 hours from now, turn it down to low. If I miss that by a few minutes or even an hour, it's still going to be okay. It's still going to be good. In fact, her original recipe said 6 hours on high and 6 hours on low, which is a long time. And I don't think it's necessary. And the comments I read, some people did it the full 12 hours, others didn't. I don't. And it's really cooked and tender and wonderful. Of course, you can always, which it's never a bad idea, you know, stick a thermometer, a meat thermometer in the meat, in the thickest part, to make sure that it's you know, cooked, that it's up. I think for lamb you want it to be at least 140 or 150. I forget off the top of my head. It doesn't have to be as high as for poultry or pork. I don't know why they chemically wash the salt. Why do they do, you know, it's probably easier and less expensive. I honestly don't know. It's like, why do they take commercial ground beef and put it through, you know, bleach? You know, it's to kill off bacteria and stuff because of the way those poor animals are raised. They're anyway, I don't want to go into all that negative stuff. Let's stay on the positive. You know, get healthy meat from healthy animals, animals that were happy, that lived as natural a life as they possibly could have. And then, you know, we'll get more nutrition, and if you think about the energy of that which you're eating, you're getting more positive energy too. So that's it. I will post the recipe, and I will also, I'll post a picture of this, you know, when I'm having dinner tonight. I'm really looking forward to this. Am I a chicken steamer? Oops, someone, oh, at my door, delivery. A chicken steamer, no, I have not. I've not. If you have a recipe for that, please send it to me. You're officially starving now. I know. Me too. Oh, Amy, that's great. That's great. I know. I went to visit, many years ago, I went to visit a friend for about a week. And he, hey Holly, and he did not eat organic at all. He knew nothing about it. And so I went to the local, I found a health food store and a healthy meat market, and I got all of this stuff. And I cooked for like a week. So he ate, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Everything was organic. Everything was healthy. Everything was cooked the you know, the most nutritious way that I knew how. And he told me at the end of the week that that aches and pains that he normally had, like, which he just thought was because of his work. He was a landscape lighting expert. He did fabulous work in Florida, and so he just thought it was from all the bending over and reaching and climbing and, you know, that he needed to do. But he said after a week of eating, just 1 week of eating that way, that his aches and pains were all gone. So, you know, that's pretty cool. Yes, it does. Well, think about it. When you're eating foods that are not organically raised, that means that you're taking in a tremendous amount of pesticides and herbicides and fungicides, and that's if you're just eating, you know, they say to shop, you know, the perimeter of the grocery store, right? So you're getting just fresh foods, none of it's processed. So just even assuming that you're not eating any processed foods at all, which have all kinds of stuff added to them that are not good for you, if you're not eating organic, you're still getting all of the, you know, the antibiotics, the extra antibiotics that they put into these poor animals, you know, I've heard a long time ago, I watched one time how these poor chickens are raised, and it's just so sad, and they live in such unhealthy conditions and crowded conditions that they have to be like sprayed with chemicals while they're alive in order to kill off. Anyway, it's just really bad. So, and then you're eating all that, right? You're eating all that, and then whatever chemicals they need to use in order to make it so that it passes certain safety standards. So as you're I'm getting censored. It's poison for us. Yes, Food Inc., Forks Over Knives, there are many great documentaries out there that most people don't want to see because it makes life a little more, not quite as convenient. Because you have to look for the healthy places. Unfortunately, they're not the norm. You have to look for them. If you want to eat in a restaurant, whatever, you have to go looking for it. So anyway, as you're taking in all of these things that are toxic, our immune system is fighting against it. So while the immune system is fighting against that, it can't be doing other things, you know. And then we've got, you know, so much pollution in the air that our immune system needs to deal with. So what we have control over, for the most part, is what we bring into our bodies, the food, the water. And so the purer that is, then the less our immune system has to work in that area, so it can be helping us not get the flu or a cold, or you know, reducing inflammation, whatever it needs to be. So anyway, I need to go now. I'm sure I've talked about this enough for today anyway. And oh, you're welcome, Keenan. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, I will, and I'll post the recipe later, and I will post a picture. See, swipe down to stop. Why am I trying to swipe up? You're welcome. You're welcome. And remember, again, the giveaway is based. Periscope's doing some funny things today. Anyway, it's based on the number of shares, and I do believe on Full Scope it counts shares in the replay as well. So, yeah, and thank you for all the hearts, guys. Thank you very much. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Oh, by the way, on Monday, my little girl is taking me to Dancing with the Stars. So that's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. And then I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Alrighty, bye.